What is up, you guys? This is my second solo video, and many of you guys are requesting about my coming out story, or tips and advice about coming out and stuff. And what better day is it than National Coming Out Day? Today is obviously National Coming Out Day, and I'm going to be telling you guys my story, tips and advice, and everything like that that you guys might want to learn off of, or kind of just see how it goes and stuff. So, anywho, before this video starts, I want to give a big shout out to my boyfriend, Nick Horton, because he is the one who made me the person who I am today. Positive, he made me stand out, and he made me basically feel comfortable about coming out and everything. He helped me with it, and he was by my side through the whole thing. And it was just amazing, and I freaking love him so freaking much. So babe, if you're watching this, I love you, and thank you for all you do for me. And just know that I love you so much. So guys, some tips and advice about coming out and stuff. I'll let you guys know my personal experience about it, and about what happened exactly. How it first started off was when Nick came to town. My parents already knew that Nick was gay or whatever. They didn't care. And they're kind of like, well, do you want to set up like a blow-up mattress for like when he comes? And I was like, no, we'll just sleep together. I said it's not a big deal. We'll put pillows up and divide us and stuff like that. And they're like, okay, like that's no big deal. When Nick finally came, he was trying to act straight in front of my parents. I'm like, no, it's fine. Like they already know, blah blah blah. They already know it's happening. As far as you, and I already told them that you're gonna sleep in my bed, stuff like that. So they're like, okay. So. Long story short, like Nick and I, like times he came, he didn't act weird or anything, or there's no act of it, but he tried being more masculine than he is, which my parents didn't care about. My parents have nothing against people or anything, so people as in gay or lesbian or bisexual or that. So it was funny because one time I was asking my mom, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I go out to Ohio? We're just kind of like, we're really good friends and all that stuff, and I wanted to see Nick every month. Nick and I wanted to see each other every month. So my mom's like joking around, she's like, oh, do you like him, blah blah blah. And this was before I even came out or anything, and I'm like, no mom, like we're just friends, like, you know, I enjoy being around him, like he's a really good influence on me and all this stuff. Nick came back again, and we went through a drive-through of a fast food restaurant. It was me and my mom and Nick, and a comment got brought up where my mom was joking. She's like, you like boys? Because there was some girl there, and she was like kind of flirting with us in a way, like Nick and I. And I was like, that's kind of gross, like joking around. And my mom's like, she turned around, she's like, oh, do you like boys? Like joking around and stuff. So one day I was sitting in the kitchen, and it was just my mom and I were home. Everybody was at work, like my dad, my brother, and I was sitting in the kitchen, and I was like, Mom, I need to tell you something. She's like, what? And I was like, you're gonna hate me, blah blah blah. And I know she'd never hate me for that. My parents have many gay friends, and they go out and hang out with them, and they have nothing against it. And we were sitting in the kitchen, and I plopped myself up on the counter, and I said, hey Mom, I need to tell you something. And she's like, yeah, what's up, babe? Like, or honey, like, what's up? Like, you tell me anything. And I was like, I started freaking out. I was kind of really upset. And I said, I think I like Nick. And she's like, oh, you do? And I was like, yeah, like, I really like him, and blah blah blah. And so we started getting into like me liking him and stuff, and I was just like, and then after that I was like, I'm just kidding. And she's like, oh, I really like Nick, blah blah blah. And I was like, wait, you do? And she was like, yeah. And I started crying, and I said, well, I really do like Nick and everything. And she started crying because she was like happy that I told her and everything. And she is somebody I felt really comfortable telling. And of course, I feel comfortable telling anybody because nobody in my family is homophobic or has something wrong with that. So I was like all freaking out, and she's like, oh, no worries, like I love you no matter what, like I'm happy that you told me and all this stuff. And I was just like, Mom, like I love you so much. And I was like, I wanted her to tell my dad, because sometimes when it's like face to face, like another guy, I'm like, hey, like at first it's kind of weird talking that you like, like gender, or you're attracted to this person who's the same gender as you. And my dad, one time, after I had my mom tell him, he came up to me one night in my bedroom and he was just like, oh, Mom told me, just know that I freaking love you so much, and like that's not gonna change my perspective about you or anything like that. And I just started crying, and it literally meant a lot to know that my family and everybody still like loved me for who I am and for everything like that. So, long story short, guys, it was a few days before Thanksgiving, and I was at my aunt's house for Thanksgiving, and everybody was over there, and I told like my cousins, and she was like, oh my god, like I love it, like blah blah blah, and I'm like, yes. And Nick was actually over at my house as well for Thanksgiving, and I was sitting out on the porch, and I get this text from my family members, and they were just like, just know like I love you no matter what, blah blah blah, like out of nowhere. So I was all confused. I was like, who told who what's going on, blah blah blah. So I go to Instagram, and a lot of people are making brick edits and everything of Nick and I like together, and like on our YouNow streams, like putting cute little edits together, like our pictures and everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, I started freaking out. I was like, it's already out on the internet, like what do I do? Like nobody even knows. And I saw that some of my family members liked some of the edits, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, they know, blah blah blah. And these are family members from like from different states, and I was freaking out. I was like, what do I do? Like I'm embarrassed, blah blah blah, like I don't really want to tell anybody because there's nothing I need to tell, like everybody should be created equal and stuff like that. So and that made me literally freak out, but I know that everybody still loved me and everything. So I texted some of my family members back, and I was just like, oh, thank you, like I love you guys and stuff like that. So after Thanksgiving, it was the day after Christmas, I flew out to Ohio to stay with Nick for a week or two. And the night I came, he's like, I have something for you, but like you're not gonna like it, and blah blah blah. And I was like, what is it? And I was like, well, I have something for you as well. And I got Nick and I these little distance bracelets, and we weren't dating, we were kind of talking in a way, but I just wanted to like feel a connection, so I got him these distance bracelets, and I gave him one, and I had one. He was like, I was like, I want to give these to you, but like I'm scared, like I don't know what to do. And he was like, I was like, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, I don't want you to feel like I'm pushing anything, blah blah. So he's like, no, give it to me, like it's okay. So I gave him the distance bracelets, and I was just like, here's a distance bracelet, I know we're not dating or anything, I just want to give this to you so we feel connected to each other when we're totally far away. Because if a lot of you guys don't know, Nick lives in Ohio and I live in Arizona, so we are dating long distance. So he was like, I have something for you, like he started freaking out, he's like all excited, he gets out his camera and everything, and I'm like, what are you doing, like what are you filming, like I'm so confused. And then he's like, stay right here, stay on the bed. He turns on the camera, and he brought in this box, and this box had a ring in it. And when I first saw the box, I was like, wait, what is he doing? Like, what is he doing? And he pulled out the camera and everything, which, guys, there is a YouTube video of him asking me out as well. That's up on his channel. It's important. If I could drop the link down below, I definitely will. I still got to figure out this whole YouTube thing, but he brought me this box, and it had the ring in it. And he's like, will you be my boyfriend? And I just absolutely I was speechless. I was like, no, 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 no. Like, I kept saying no, but like, I was saying no in shock because I was like, wait, this isn't happening. And I was like, yes, definitely, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'll be your boyfriend. Like, of course, I freaking really like you. And I started freaking out. He asked me out that night. It was the night I came, and it was the 26th of December. So the next day I texted my mom and my parents, and I told them. They were super happy for me and everything, and it just literally made me feel comfortable with myself, knowing that I have people around me that still love and support me for who I am. So that was my story, guys. Kind of summed up. I'm sorry if it was bouncy. I'm sorry if it didn't make sense. It was a while ago. I still remember though, but I just I'm nervous because this is like me in front of the camera by myself too, and this didn't help. So I'm sorry if it didn't really make sense. I tried putting it together as good as I can, and everything like that. So I have some tips and advice for you guys for coming out if you guys are worried about it or anything. Just a few things you should know. Just know that you shouldn't feel pressured. about coming out. If people are pressuring you to come out, or if people are harassing you about being gay, being lesbian, being bisexual, you don't have to put a label on yourself. And that's another thing. You don't have to put a label on yourself. Tell someone you feel comfortable telling. For example, I told my mom first because my mom was home. She's a girl. She could relate with boys. So I told my mom, and that literally, once you tell one person, or at least a friend, a close friend, a family member, somebody, it feels good that at least somebody knows, so they could talk to you about it. Give people time to warm up about everything. Now, for me, luckily in this situation, I didn't really need any time. Everybody accepted me right away, but some parents might be upset about it at first, but don't do anything to hurt yourself because of it or anything like that, because that's something nobody should go to. And then of course, it's gonna take time. After I came out, I was in my bedroom for weeks. I was alone, and I just wanted to be alone, and I didn't want to be around anybody. And then finally, I was just like, you know what? This is my life. This is me. I'm gonna start living. So I just started my life with Nick, and 9 months later, we're still together, and we were talking for about 6 months. So we've been doing this distance for like a long time, and it's worked out really good for both of us. Now, I love him to death. It's amazing. He, like I said at the beginning of the video, he made me the person I am today, and I cannot thank him enough. So that was my story, guys. I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button, like and comment on the video. If you guys have any more solo video suggestions, just let me know. I am wearing the Brick merch, by the way, guys, and I'm super happy. I love him so much, and just knowing he's on my shirt, he's also on my wall. Wow, love that. But just know that if you guys need anything, you guys can always message me. If you guys ever feel alone, you're not alone. You guys can always message me on Instagram. I will leave my social medias down below. I love you guys. Stay positive, and happy National Coming Out Day. Thank you guys for listening to my story. I love you guys, and I will see you next time.